two-time world champ, Bell's champion in 2022, headlines the matchup. Filipe Toledo taking on a member of the rookie class, G.Pittar, in classic Bell's conditions coming off. Now Filipe's moving down into position. Just like the smart veteran, two-time world champ that he is. Won his Bell's title in 2022. He's got the speed, already going to the sky. Lands the full rotation. Sebastian Zietz, Glenn Micro Hall for Rookie of the Year. As we see the punt flick.
I mean, it was really well done. And he used it exactly like you said, as a transition move. Pretty cool to see, but he was just, I think they both pushed so far up the reef, almost, you know, more towards that rincon. You could see as soon as he'd taken off on this wave, George starts moving down the line a bit. So just got a bit caught, but I mean, the air itself, it was pretty impressive. Just the distance traveled was really what got me. Obviously the full rotation there, but yeah, that distance, not the highest.
You know what, Joe? All I can do is laugh. I can't relate because that was just incredible. Jake Marshall, I mean, insane surfing, highest heat total of the event so far. Tell us about that magic 35 minutes that you had.
Yeah, that was insane. I mean, I was watching before my heat and the waves were just looking so good that I was kind of paddling out like, you know, like this is why you do all this. Like you work so hard to get to these points. It's not even about winning or losing. It's just like the chance to go surf waves like this and go just try to do your best surfing, you know. And I've been feeling like I'm surfing really well this year and I just haven't really been able to put it together. So for everything to kind of like come together in that heat felt really good. But
we'll get caught up here, starting with George.
Yeah, so George here, he puts it all on the line on this first turn, I will say. Just took a bit to get around this first section to place it, but when he did, just gets that rotation there, up into the lip again, and cracks it one more time. So he does get the 3 turns, brings it through to the inside, but interesting when you compare, you know, obviously Filipe's opening ride, just that full rotation, dropping the 5.33, compare it to this opening wave of George, the 5.83, so it's ever slightly better. But judges to me today have just been saying, we want to see you go so big.
Absolutely ripping in that last heat as we flow into a beautiful arc from one of the best of all time, Filipe Toledo. 15 CT wins along with his 2 world titles, tapping that end section and looking like he found his flow.
And then behind this for me, oh my goodness, I got so excited. This is the form that we see, you know, Filipe in his world title years. I can't fault this. It's incredible. He's belting it. It's one of the biggest set raves. So you can just see that he's clicked in. He's surfing to the pace of the wave. He looks fired up. I mean, I would be if I just watched Jake drop 2 9s as well. And that's scary if you're competing against Filipe right now and he's locked into that form of what we've seen him, you know, which is what's taken him to 2 world titles.
8.5 for Filipe Toledo. Unbelievable control in the pocket, surfing so fast. He's always been the fastest guy on tour, but just with beautiful decisions with his rail work, looking so comfortable in the pocket on the bowl.
Just the torque from his upper body is super impressive, but there's those certain guys that just are really able to hold that rail and for an extended period of time, and yeah, Jake just nailed that.
2-time world champ just throws a full road, little sloppy landing, slapping hard in transition in that event. Watching this now, G.Pittar, real bold out section for the man from Manly Beach. Back up to the top again. Out in front, he's able to ditch the fins on that snap. And the rookie pushing a little bit too hard.
For me, it kind of looks like with both of these guys, you're so excited because the waves are so good and you're getting this opportunity, right? I mean, but George just a little bit caught behind the 8 ball here, just a little bit late to a couple of those sections, gets a little bit hung up. And eventually,
before it goes flat and falls, and this guy is flying behind him. Toledo on the wind up and gets a little out of control as well. Filipe would be a favorite to get himself a new vehicle in this part of the leg of the season with so many great moments here at Bell's, being a past champ. Gold Coast Pass champ, Margaret River Pass champ. Look out. Here comes George. The rookie growing up in Vanuatu. Home break, Manly Beach. Snap to slide. He got stuck at a 4.93 after his fall on his second wave. Enjoying this view of the lineup on the Victoria flight cam, just like being in the water or like a bird flying by, the two of the best in the world. Here's George trying to get in this heat with one of the best on tour. Couple of tags there, really trying to meet it with timing on the third effort. Nice little slingshot wrap. Has to step a couple times to that last arc. You can see Jack Robinson paddling out in the corner there. He'll be in the next heat. And feeling his way through the last bit of the wave. That one definitely not the easiest route to finish, but he got there.
Highway there for him. Let's break down what George what he did. So snaps it up into the pocket. You know what? I think in the last sort of half an hour, that wind sort of kicked up a little bit out of the north. You know, if I think back to that last heat with Jake, it was really, really glassy. Sort of see it starting to rain again a little bit now. You sort of see it spinning. So hopefully thinking that that might clean up the wave face again. But I just see that there's definitely differences between the...
More than two more waves. Here's Filipe, who got this one behind him.
Yeah, so Filipe just looks like he's loading up for something big, trying to line up a section here. Goes to the air.
Whistles from the top of the cliffs. And a past Bell's champ is going to be selective. It'll be G.Pittar starting things off, throwing down the wrap in the pocket, and ends up getting out of there. Off the lip line and airdrop. That's always going to look good.
This wave here for George, first wave of the set, is always going to be a tricky one to surf. Biggest set of the day so far. And he already knows, obviously taken off and realised that one's pushed a bit off the bowl from where he wanted it to be. Filipe.
So that red jersey that ducked out was Jack Robinson. Filipe was further up on the right. There's that top turn wrap. Throwing a little carve on the open face. There's still a lot of whitewater from the previous wave. So he's going to hold his line, put it all into an end section turn off the top and an airdrop. That is a classic Bell's finishing move.
It's pushed wide off the bowl. Filipe turns around out the back. Probably, I think, third wave, second wave of the set. Gets a nice bit of smooth face here. Really holds that line. Extends out that carve. Goes into the second one. I just love your call here, Joe. Like, this is your standard Bell's finishing move, right? Like, all the hype clips you see from here, it always just has that big Hail Mary moment when you're thinking, oh my, this surfer's just going for it, putting it all on the line. Air underneath the board, reconnects. And it's such a good feeling because you just get thrown out with all that energy. And when you stick it, it feels so good. I love what I'm seeing from Filipe. It's just shades of that world title campaign form as we see George rolling the dice.
G.Pittar needs a 9.53 as he'll look at that first turn, putting a little bit of extra into the wrap, really trying to put a lot into every section, and he's going to end up going down. And he will call it a heat. He'll be back out there into the round of 16. Impressed with that performance on the 710, but even more impressed on the 8.5.